Have you ever wondered what true aging means? Do you find yourself contemplating the balance between wisdom and regret, or searching for deeper meaning as the years go by? In this video, we explore the 7 profound realities of old age, embracing wisdom, overcoming regret, and discovering purpose in your later years. From the loss of independence to the challenge of maintaining connections, we delve into the unique experiences that shape our journey through aging. Stay with us until the end to uncover valuable insights and practical strategies that can help you navigate the complexities of growing older with grace and fulfillment. Whether you're preparing for your future or supporting loved ones, this video offers essential reflections that can transform your perspective on aging. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Reality 1. Having everything but lacking a lifelong companion. As human beings, we are deeply wired for connection. From the moment we enter the world, helpless and seeking comfort, we reach out for human touch, for warmth, for love. It's in our nature to build relationships that nurture our souls and give us a sense of purpose. These connections define who we are. They mold our personalities, shape our decisions, and guide us through the highs and lows of life. As we grow older, we often find that one relationship becomes more important than any other: the bond with a lifelong companion, a partner to share your days with, someone who understands you on a level deeper than words. But what happens when that person, the one who has been by your side through thick and thin, is no longer there? The loss of a lifelong companion, whether through death, divorce, or simply never having found one, can feel like losing a part of yourself. It's as if a piece of your heart has been torn away, leaving behind an aching emptiness that words can never truly capture. There's a unique kind of loneliness that comes from having shared your life with someone for decades, only to wake up one day to an empty house, an empty bed, and the overwhelming realization that they are never coming back. That absence isn't just emotional, it's physical, mental, and spiritual. You don't just lose a person, you lose a routine, a sense of security, and the future you envisioned together. The dreams you built as a pair become fragile memories that crumble under the weight of time. Imagine this: you spent most of your life with someone by your side, someone who was your partner in every sense of the word. You cooked meals together, laughed over the smallest jokes, navigated the ups and downs of finances, and planned your days with their presence always in mind. Then one day they're gone. The laughter fades, the routine is broken, and you're left alone to pick up the pieces. Suddenly, the things that once felt effortless become mountains you must climb by yourself. The act of preparing dinner now feels like an insurmountable chore because it no longer holds the promise of shared enjoyment. Making decisions, whether about finances, health, or simply what to do with your time, feels unbearably heavy because you no longer have someone to share the burden with. And it's not just about the practicalities. The emotional impact is immense. The quietness of the house seems to grow louder with every passing day. The spaces you shared feel hollow, and the moments of silence, once peaceful, now scream with the absence of the person you loved. It's not just missing their company, it's missing the small, intimate moments that only you two understood. It's missing the life you had together, the life you built, the comfort of knowing they were there. You miss their laugh, their scent, their touch. But even more than that, you miss the sense of belonging that came with being loved by them. It's the realization that no matter how much wealth, success, or accomplishments you have, life feels incomplete without a companion to share it with. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Loneliness in old age can be soul-crushing. It's a type of isolation that doesn't just tug at your heartstrings, it wraps around your entire being, squeezing the joy out of even the most mundane activities. The weight of it can be paralyzing, and it seeps into every aspect of your life, from your emotional well-being to your physical health. Studies have consistently shown that loneliness is more than just an emotional state, it's a serious health risk. Elderly individuals who experience profound loneliness, especially after the loss of a companion, are at a much higher risk for depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. The body, already frail with age, struggles to cope with the emotional burden, leading to increased rates of illness and early death. The World Health Organization has found that elderly people who live alone are significantly more likely to suffer from mental health issues, and the statistics are heartbreaking. But the impact of losing a lifelong companion extends far beyond physical and mental health. It also forces us to confront our deepest fears about aging, mortality, and the fragility of relationships. The loss serves as a stark reminder of how much we depend on others for our emotional survival. It's not just about being physically alone. It's about the emotional isolation that comes with knowing that the one person who understood you best is no longer there. You're left with memories, but memories can't hold you when you're afraid. They can't share a cup of coffee with you in the morning or laugh with you about a silly joke. The loss of a companion strips away the comfort of shared experiences, leaving behind a deep, aching loneliness. Yet this profound emptiness also teaches us a powerful lesson about the importance of nurturing our relationships while we still can. How often do we take the people in our lives for granted? How many times have we ignored a phone call, pushed off a visit, or failed to express our love because we assumed there would always be more time? We live in a world where we are constantly distracted by work, by social media, by our ambitions, and it's easy to let the most important relationships in our lives slip through the cracks. But when faced with the reality of losing a lifelong companion, we are reminded of how fragile these bonds truly are. It's not enough to simply love someone. You must actively show that love every day. You must nurture your relationships with the same care and attention you give to the other important aspects of your life. Because one day you might wake up and they won't be there anymore. And when that happens, no amount of wealth, success, or possessions will fill the void left behind. The only thing that truly matters in the end is the connections we've made, the love we've shared, and the memories we've built with the people who matter most. So, take a moment to ask yourself, are there people in your life you've taken for granted? Are there relationships you've let slip away because of busyness or distraction? How can you nurture those connections today before it's too late? Life is fleeting, and the people we love won't always be there. The loss of a lifelong companion reminds us to hold those we cherish close, to express our love openly, and to never underestimate the power of human connection. In the end, it's not the material things that give our lives meaning, it's the relationships we build, the love we give, and the time we spend with those who matter most. Don't wait until it's too late to nurture those bonds, because when they're gone, you'll realize that they were the most valuable thing you ever had. Reality 2, having wealth but lacking health. For much of our lives, we are told that financial success is the ultimate goal. Society encourages us to work tirelessly, save diligently, and strive for the promise of a secure future. But what happens when we finally reach that future only to realize that all the wealth we've accumulated can't buy back what truly matters, our health? So one of the cruelest ironies of aging is to have built financial stability, yet find ourselves physically unable to enjoy the fruits of our labor. No amount of money, no matter how vast, can erase the pain of chronic illness or restore the vitality of youth. And this bitter truth can hit hard as we grow older, especially when we face the physical limitations brought on by diseases such as arthritis, diabetes, heart disease, and cognitive decline. These illnesses don't care about the size of your bank account. They rob us of our independence, energy, and often our sense of purpose. Imagine working for decades, pouring your energy and focus into climbing the corporate ladder, accumulating wealth, status, and material comforts. You've achieved what so many dream of: financial success, perhaps a few luxury cars in the garage, a beautiful home, and a well-padded retirement account. But then, just when you're ready to reap the rewards, illness strikes. Your body, worn down by years of stress, neglect, and long hours, betrays you. Suddenly, all the luxury in the world seems insignificant when you can barely get out of bed in the morning. The freedom to travel, enjoy hobbies, or even walk around your own home becomes a distant memory. What good is financial security when you no longer have the health to enjoy it? It's not just physical suffering that takes its toll. It's the emotional weight of realizing that your health has slipped away. Many elderly people look back on their lives with deep regret, wishing they had made different choices along the way. To long hours at work, the relentless pursuit of success, and the stress that seemed so necessary at the time now feel like sacrifices made at the expense of their well-being. They think of the meals eaten on the go, the lack of exercise, The sleepless nights, everything they did in the name of wealth and success, and wonder if it was truly worth it. After all, what is wealth without health? What is success if you can't even enjoy the simple pleasures of life? The sadness, the regret, the sense of having traded something priceless for something that can ultimately feel meaningless is overwhelming. It's a sobering reminder that health is our true wealth. The older we get, the more we realize that the ability to move freely, to live without pain, and to wake up feeling good in our skin is the greatest luxury of all. We may spend our younger years chasing financial goals, assuming we'll have time later to focus on our health. But the truth is, time catches up with all of us. Those long neglected aspects of our lives, proper nutrition, regular exercise, mental wellness eventually demand their due. The sorrow of lacking health in old age is one of life's harshest realities, especially when it could have been avoided with better choices along the way. Yet all is not lost. The beauty of the human body is its resilience. Even if you've spent years neglecting your health, it's never too late to make changes that can improve your quality of life. The body may age, but it can still respond positively to care and attention. Simple lifestyle changes, regular exercise, a balanced diet rich in nutrients, mindfulness practices to manage stress, and prioritizing mental health can work wonders. Studies have shown that even when someone starts adopting healthy habits later in life, they can still reduce the risk of chronic illnesses and significantly improve their overall well-being. Imagine the power of reclaiming your health, of feeling more energized, more vibrant, and more alive, even in your later years. There's a joy in knowing that you can still take control, that you can prioritize your health, and, in doing so, increase both the length and quality of your life. But what about you? Are you putting off caring for your health because you're too busy chasing other goals? Or are you telling yourself that you'll make time for your well-being someday, but someday never seems to arrive? If so, it's time to pause and reflect. The cost of neglecting your health is far greater than any financial sacrifice you might make in its pursuit. What would it look like if you started to prioritize your well-being today? Perhaps it's time to make space for a morning walk, to prepare a nutritious meal, or to take a few moments each day to breathe and check in with yourself. These small, consistent acts of care can lead to a life that is not only long but fulfilling and joyful. In the end, wealth can provide many comforts, but it can never replace the gift of good health. The lesson of old age, often learned too late, is that we must nurture our bodies and minds along the way, not just for the future, but for the present. Because without health, even the greatest riches in the world feel hollow. So ask yourself, what can you do today to invest in your health? Your body and mind will thank you, and in the years to come, you'll find that this investment pays dividends far greater than any financial return could ever offer. Reality 3. Feeling abandoned by your children. One of the most devastating emotional struggles for many elderly individuals is the heart-wrenching feeling of being abandoned by their children. After years, even decades of pouring their hearts into raising, nurturing, and making countless sacrifices for their children, many parents find themselves facing the bitter reality of growing old alone. The people they once cradled, guided through life, and loved unconditionally seem to drift away, leaving them behind with only memories of family gatherings and shared moments. This feeling of abandonment cuts deep, not only because it represents physical loneliness, but because it speaks to the deepest emotional bonds that now seem frayed or, in some cases, broken. In today's fast-paced world, it's not uncommon for families to be scattered across the country, or even the globe. The demands of modern life often pull children in many directions, with careers, new families, and the endless hustle of daily responsibilities consuming their time. What once was a close-knit family unit can, over time, turn into sporadic calls, the occasional text message, or a rushed visit during the holidays. For aging parents, this gradual drifting apart can feel like a slow and painful severing of ties. The house, once filled with the sounds of children's laughter and shared meals, becomes eerily quiet. The silence, once peaceful, now feels like a constant reminder of how disconnected life has become. Phone calls grow less frequent, visits even rarer, and eventually, a deep sense of being forgotten takes hold. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. What makes this abandonment even more painful is the knowledge that it isn't always intentional. In many cases, adult children don't even realize how deeply their parents are hurting, till they don't see the tears that fall after yet another unanswered call, or the way their mother or father lights up at the sound of the phone ringing, only to be met with disappointment when it's not them. For elderly parents, the emotional pain of feeling abandoned can be one of the most profound sorrows of old age. But it's not just about missing their presence, it's about feeling invisible, unimportant, and forgotten by the very people who once meant the world to them. Imagine the heartache of watching your children build their own lives that no longer seem to have room for you. You spend your days remembering the times when they needed you, when you were their rock, their guide. But now, in your time of need, it feels as though they have drifted so far away, both physically and emotionally. The sense of abandonment is not just about loneliness. It's about feeling like a chapter that has been closed, a person who no longer fits into the busy pages of their lives. It's devastating to realize that, after all those years of being a constant presence in their lives, you are now an afterthought, someone they visit out of obligation rather than genuine desire. Yet this feeling of abandonment doesn't have to be a permanent reality. The pain, as deep as it may be, can be a wake-up call for both parents and children. Relationships can be rebuilt, even after years of distance, but it takes effort, vulnerability, and a willingness to open old wounds for the sake of healing. For parents, it's important to express their feelings of loneliness and isolation in a way that encourages conversation rather than guilt or blame. It can be hard to admit that you feel abandoned, but sharing those emotions might open the door to a deeper understanding and reconnection. For adult children, it's essential to realize that time slips away faster than we imagine. The demands of daily life can make it easy to forget to check in, to call, or to visit. But those small gestures, those 5-minute phone calls, or weekend visits can mean the world to a parent who is sitting at home, waiting for a connection. Reaching out to aging parents doesn't have to be a grand gesture. Sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness are the most impactful. A simple call to ask how their day is going, a surprise visit, or even a card in the mail can make all the difference in easing their sense of abandonment. The emotional pain of feeling abandoned by your children is a deep wound, but it's not irreparable. Open communication, forgiveness, and a willingness to rebuild those bonds can work wonders. It's never too late to reach out, to apologize, or to say, "I've missed you." The beauty of family is that no matter the distance, physical or emotional, there is always the potential to find your way back to each other. The bonds that seem frayed can be mended, and the love that feels lost can be rediscovered. As we grow older, the importance of those connections becomes even more clear. Life is fleeting, and the people we love won't always be there. So ask yourself, when was the last time you reached out to someone you've lost touch with? When did you last tell your parents or your children that you love them? Don't wait until it's too late to make that call, to send that text, to plan that visit. Time moves quickly, and regret is a heavy burden to carry. The feeling of abandonment can be healed one conversation, one gesture, one moment of reconnection at a time. Could today be the day you reconnect with someone you've drifted away from? Could this be the moment you decide to bridge the emotional distance and rekindle the love and connection that once brought you so much joy? It's never too late to reach out. Let today be the day you remind your loved ones that they matter, that they're not forgotten, and that family, no matter how far apart, always has the power to heal the deepest wounds. Reality 4. Being burdened by your children. While some elderly parents grapple with the heart-wrenching feeling of abandonment by their children, others are confronted with an equally challenging yet different reality: the heavy burden of continued dependence on their adult children. Instead of basking in the well-deserved tranquility of retirement, many elderly individuals find themselves thrust back into the demanding roles of caregiver or financial provider for their grown children. In today's unpredictable and often unforgiving economy, it's alarmingly common for adult children to face financial instability, job insecurity, or tumultuous relationship breakdowns. As a result, they turn to their parents for much-needed support, seeking refuge in the very people who once raised and nurtured them. For elderly parents, this situation can lead to a cascade of difficult decisions and sacrifices. Dipping into retirement savings that were meant to secure their golden years becomes a painful reality. Delaying retirement, a time when they should be relaxing and enjoying the fruits of their lifelong labor transforms into a period of uncertainty and stress. In some cases, parents may even find themselves returning to the workforce, a daunting prospect after years of dedicated service, just to help their children stay afloat financially. The financial strain is immense, but it's the emotional toll that often weighs heaviest on their hearts. The emotional burden of continually supporting adult children is profound and multifaceted. Many elderly parents find themselves stepping back into the role of an emotional caregiver, offering unwavering guidance and support during their children's crisis. This can include everything from navigating job losses and financial hardships to providing counsel during relationship breakdowns. Additionally, some parents take on the responsibility of helping to raise grandchildren, adding another layer of stress and exhaustion. The constant demand for emotional support can leave parents feeling drained, overwhelmed, and sometimes even resentful. The joy of seeing their children succeed is often overshadowed by the relentless pressure of being the fallback option in times of need. This dynamic can lead to a complex mix of emotions for elderly parents. On one hand, there is the innate desire to help and support their children, a testament to the deep bonds of family and unconditional love. On the other hand, there is the undeniable reality that their own needs and well-being are being sidelined. The perpetual cycle of giving, without adequate support in return, can lead to feelings of exhaustion, frustration, and even resentment. It's a heartbreaking paradox, where the very people they raised and sacrificed for now become a source of ongoing stress and obligation. To recognizing and addressing this imbalance is crucial for the mental and emotional health of elderly parents. They must acknowledge their own needs and set healthy boundaries, even when it feels difficult or uncomfortable. Helping adult children doesn't have to mean sacrificing one's well-being. By encouraging independence and responsibility, parents can support their children's growth into self-sufficient adults while preserving their peace and happiness. This might involve having honest and heartfelt conversations about the limits of what they can provide, seeking professional financial advice, or finding support groups where they can share their experiences and feelings. Moreover, adult children need to understand the impact of their dependence on their parents. The desire to help is natural, but it should never come at the expense of the parents' health and happiness. Encouraging adult children to take responsibility for their own lives, whether it's through financial planning, career development, or emotional resilience, is a vital step towards breaking the cycle of dependence. It's about fostering an environment where both generations can thrive. Parents can enjoy their retirement with dignity and peace, and children can achieve independence and stability without feeling like a burden. Are you or someone you know facing this challenging dynamic? It's time to reflect on the balance between giving and receiving within family relationships. How can you support your children without compromising your well-being? What steps can you take to ensure that your retirement years are spent in peace and fulfillment, rather than in perpetual caregiving and financial strain? Setting boundaries is not a sign of weakness, but an act of self-respect and love for both yourself and your children. So by prioritizing your own needs and encouraging your children to find their footing, you create a healthier, more sustainable relationship that honors the love and support that defines family. In the end, the goal is to find harmony between supporting loved ones and preserving your happiness and health. It's a delicate balance, but with open communication, mutual respect, and a willingness to seek help when needed, it's entirely possible to navigate this challenging reality. Don't let the burden of dependence overshadow the joy of your golden years, and take proactive steps today to ensure that both you and your children can thrive, fostering a relationship built on love, respect, and mutual support rather than one of obligation and strain. Reality 5. The loss of independence. One of the most heart-wrenching and challenging realities of aging is the gradual loss of independence. As we journey through the years, the autonomy we once took for granted begins to slip away, replaced by a dependence that can feel both foreign and deeply unsettling. Once simple tasks like driving to the grocery store, managing our finances, or even getting dressed each morning can become increasingly difficult and, at times, downright impossible. This loss of independence strikes at the very core of our sense of self, especially for those who have spent their entire lives cultivating self-reliance and resilience. The shift from being the master of our destiny to feeling beholden to others is a profound and often painful transformation. The emotional impact of losing independence cannot be overstated. For many elderly individuals, independence is not just about the ability to perform daily tasks. It is intrinsically linked to their identity and self-worth. The gradual realization that we can no longer do things on our own can lead to a cascade of negative emotions: helplessness, frustration, and even despair. Imagine the deep sense of loss that comes with not being able to drive to your favorite cafe for a morning coffee, or the frustration of struggling to manage your finances after years of doing so with confidence and ease. These seemingly small changes accumulate, creating a pervasive sense of vulnerability and dependence that can be emotionally overwhelming. Physical limitations such as mobility issues or chronic pain exacerbate the emotional toll of losing independence. Every step becomes a reminder of what once was, and each day can feel like an uphill battle against your own body. And the inability to care for oneself can lead to feelings of inadequacy and a diminished sense of purpose. For someone who has always prided themselves on their ability to handle life's challenges, this loss can be particularly difficult to bear. And the frustration of needing assistance with tasks that were once second nature can lead to anger and resentment, both towards oneself and the circumstances that have led to this point. But the loss of independence extends beyond the physical. It delves deep into the psychological realm. So the feeling of losing control over one's own life is one of the most daunting challenges to face in old age. In cultures where independence is highly valued, such as in many Western societies, the loss of autonomy can be especially painful. The societal expectation to remain self-sufficient and the stigma associated with needing help can make the acceptance of assistance feel like a personal failure. This internal struggle can intensify feelings of sadness and isolation as elderly individuals grapple with the reality that they are no longer the autonomous voice once were. Many elderly individuals strive to age in place, holding on to the hope of remaining in their own homes for as long as possible. The home is more than just a physical space. It is a sanctuary filled with memories, comfort, and a sense of security. However, as physical limitations become more pronounced, the need for assistance grows, and the idea of moving into a care facility can feel like a loss of dignity. The thought of leaving a lifelong home, surrounded by cherished belongings and familiar surroundings, can evoke a deep sense of sorrow and fear. But it's not just about changing one's living situation. It's about confronting the reality that life as it once was is irrevocably changing. Yet, amidst this profound loss, there is a glimmer of hope and resilience. Losing some degree of independence does not equate to losing one's dignity or sense of self. Accepting help does not make you powerless. Rather, it can be an empowering act of self-care and adaptation. Finding new ways to navigate the challenges of aging, whether through the use of assistive technologies, community support services, or simply reaching out for help when needed, allows individuals to maintain a sense of control over their lives. Embracing these changes with grace and courage can lead to a renewed sense of purpose and connection, even in the face of adversity. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Moreover, the journey of adapting to changing circumstances can uncover hidden strengths and foster deeper connections with loved ones. It provides an opportunity to redefine what independence means on a personal level, shifting the focus from complete self-sufficiency to a more balanced and collaborative approach to daily living. This redefinition can enhance relationships as family members and friends become integral parts of the support system, offering companionship and assistance that enriches both parties. Personalizing this experience, it's essential to acknowledge the emotional landscape that accompanies the loss of independence. The feelings of helplessness and frustration are valid and should be addressed with compassion and understanding. Seeking support, whether through counseling, support groups, or open conversations with loved ones, can provide a vital outlet for expressing these emotions and finding strategies to cope with the changes. It's a reminder that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a natural part of the human experience, especially as we navigate the complexities of aging. In reflecting on this reality, ask yourself, how are you preparing for the inevitable changes that come with aging? Are you taking proactive steps to maintain your independence for as long as possible while also building a support network that can assist you when needed? Embracing the loss of some independence doesn't mean giving up. It means adapting with resilience and grace. By finding ways to thrive despite the challenges, you can preserve your dignity and continue to lead a fulfilling and meaningful life. Ultimately, the loss of independence is a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between self-reliance and the need for support. It underscores the importance of cherishing our autonomy, while also recognizing the value of community and connection. As we age, finding harmony between maintaining our independence and accepting assistance when necessary becomes a vital part of the journey. It is through this balance that we can navigate the complexities of aging with strength, dignity, and a renewed appreciation for the support systems that sustain us. Reality 6. Outliving friends and loved ones. One of the most poignant and heart-wrenching realities of aging is the sorrow of outliving those we love. As the years gracefully, and sometimes painfully, unfold, we may find ourselves attending the funerals of those who were once the very essence of our lives: spouses, siblings, dear friends, and even children. Each loss feels like a piece of our heart is being torn away, leaving behind an ever-growing sense of emptiness and longing. The grief that accompanies the loss of these cherished relationships is a deep emotional weight that can engulf us, making us feel isolated, adrift, and profoundly alone in the world. For many elderly individuals, the pain of outliving friends and loved ones is intensified by the pervasive loneliness that follows. And these relationships were not just superficial connections. They were built over decades, enriched with shared memories, inside jokes, and a mutual understanding that only comes from years of companionship. So when these bonds are severed, it can feel as though the very foundation of your life has been shaken, leaving you standing on shaky ground with nothing but fragments of the past to hold on to. The loss of these intimate connections creates a void that is not easily filled, often leading to a sense of being adrift in a sea of memories that both comfort and torment. The loneliness that accompanies this reality is not merely an emotional burden, it extends its tentacles into our physical and mental well-being as well. Numerous studies have shown that social isolation and loneliness are linked to higher risks of heart disease, cognitive decline, and even early death. For elderly individuals who have lost their closest companions, the world can begin to feel smaller and more isolated with each passing day. The once vibrant social circles that provided joy and support have diminished, leaving behind a stark landscape of solitude that can be both daunting and overwhelming. Yet, amidst this profound sorrow, there is a glimmer of hope. While the grief of outliving loved ones is an inevitable part of aging, loneliness does not have to be a permanent companion. There are ways to build new connections and find solace even in later life. Community centers, senior living facilities, and volunteer organizations offer opportunities to meet others who are navigating similar challenges. Engaging in social activities, hobbies, and group events can open doors to new friendships and meaningful relationships. Too many elderly individuals find purpose and connection through mentoring younger generations, sharing their wisdom and life experiences in ways that enrich both their own lives and those of others. Participating in intergenerational programs can also be incredibly fulfilling. These programs allow seniors to interact with younger people, fostering a sense of purpose and belonging that can help mitigate feelings of loneliness. Volunteering for causes that resonate with you, whether it's helping at a local shelter, participating in community gardens, or teaching a skill you are passionate about, can provide a renewed sense of purpose and connection. Moreover, embracing technology can be a powerful tool in combating loneliness. Video calls, social media, and online communities provide avenues for staying connected with distant family members and making new friends. Learning to navigate these digital spaces can open up a world of possibilities for maintaining relationships and building new ones, even when physical proximity is not possible. The idea of connecting with someone across the globe from the comfort of your home can be both empowering and uplifting, offering a lifeline in times of profound loss. Personalizing this experience, it's essential to acknowledge the emotional landscape that comes with friends and loved ones. The feelings of grief and loss are valid and should be given the space to be felt and processed. Seeking support, whether through counseling, support groups, or open conversations with the remaining loved ones, can provide a vital outlet for expressing these emotions and finding ways to cope. It's a reminder that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a natural part of the human experience, especially as we navigate the complexities of aging and loss. In reflecting on this reality, ask yourself, have you nurtured relationships with those around you, or are you letting loneliness creep in? What steps can you take to foster new connections and find joy in new relationships? It's never too late to reach out, open your heart to new friendships, and create meaningful bonds that can sustain you through the challenges of aging. The loss of loved ones may be inevitable, but the opportunity to form new connections and find companionship is always within reach. Ultimately, the journey of aging is a delicate balance between honoring the past and embracing the future. While the sorrow of outliving friends and loved ones is a deeply personal and often painful experience, it also serves as a testament to the richness of the lives we have led and the relationships we have cherished. By seeking out new connections, engaging in meaningful activities, and allowing ourselves to be open to new forms of love and companionship, we can find ways to navigate the sorrow and loneliness that may come our way. In doing so, we not only honor the memories of those we have lost, but also create a fulfilling and connected life for ourselves, even in the twilight years. So ask yourself, have you reached out to someone you've lost touch with? Could today be the day to foster a new friendship or rekindle an old one? Embrace the opportunities to connect, to share, and to build new memories. In the end, it's these connections that breathe life into our golden years, transforming sorrow into moments of joy and companionship that remind us we are never truly alone. To Reality 7, the burden of regret. As we traverse the winding paths of life and approach its later stages, it's only natural to pause and reflect on the myriad choices we've made along the way. For some, this period of introspection brings a comforting sense of peace and fulfillment, a recognition of a life well lived with cherished memories and accomplishments. However, for many others, these reflections unearth a profound sense of regret, a heavy, almost tangible burden that weighs down the heart and mind. The past not taken, the relationships left strained or broken, the dreams that quietly faded into the background, all these moments come rushing to the surface during our quieter, more solitary times. The sorrow of regret stands as one of the most challenging and heart-wrenching realities of old age. Unlike other losses that are often external and beyond our control, regret is an internal struggle, a lingering ache that stems from within. It is the haunting feeling of having missed out on opportunities or having made choices that lead to unintended and sometimes painful consequences. Perhaps you chose a career path that promised financial stability and societal approval, only to find that it left you feeling unfulfilled and yearning for something more meaningful. Maybe you prioritized work over family, sacrificing precious moments with your children and loved ones in the relentless pursuit of success. Or perhaps you let a significant relationship slip away, only to realize too late the depth of what you had lost and the irreplaceable connection that can never be fully rekindled. The sense of finality that accompanies old age can amplify these regrets, making them feel even more insurmountable as the opportunities to change course seem to dwindle with each passing day. Regret can cast a long shadow over one's mental health, breeding feelings of guilt, shame, and profound sadness. Elderly individuals who find themselves constantly dwelling on past mistakes may grapple with depression or anxiety, feeling trapped in a cycle of remorse with no clear path of redemption or healing. But amidst this heavy burden of regret lies a beacon of hope, the understanding that it's never too late to seek forgiveness and find peace. Whether it's learning to forgive yourself for past missteps or reaching out to seek forgiveness from those you may have wronged, the act of letting go can be incredibly liberating and healing. Taking the courageous step to mend broken relationships, seeking the guidance of a counselor, or simply embracing the journey of self-acceptance can help release the emotional weight that regret imposes. These actions can pave the way for a renewed sense of inner peace and allow you to move forward with a lighter heart. Imagine the profound relief that comes from finally addressing those lingering regrets, of opening old wounds to let the healing process begin. It might involve heartfelt conversations with estranged family members, where apologies are offered and forgiveness is sought. It could mean writing letters that are never sent, but serve as a therapeutic outlet for your emotions. Or it might simply be a silent acknowledgement of your past, coupled with a commitment to embrace the present and future with a more compassionate and understanding heart. Is there a lingering regret from your past that still weighs heavily on your heart? Perhaps there's a relationship you'd like to mend or a dream you'd like to pursue, even in your later years. How can you take the first step towards letting go of that burden and finding the peace you so richly deserve? The journey to overcoming regret is deeply personal and often requires immense courage and vulnerability. Yet the rewards emotional freedom, restored relationships, and a sense of closure are invaluable and can transform your twilight years into a time of healing and newfound joy. Embracing forgiveness and letting go of regret doesn't erase the past, but it allows you to redefine your relationship with it. It transforms regret from a paralyzing force into a catalyst for personal growth and emotional resilience. By addressing these feelings head-on, you can reclaim a sense of control over your narrative, turning what once felt like an insurmountable burden into a source of strength and wisdom. And reflecting on this reality, ask yourself, what regrets linger in your heart, and how can you begin to address them today? What steps can you take to forgive yourself and seek forgiveness from others? How can you transform these heavy burdens into opportunities for healing and personal growth? Life's journey is filled with choices and consequences, but it's never too late to steer your path towards peace and fulfillment. Ultimately, the burden of regret serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of living authentically and making choices that align with our true selves. It underscores the value of nurturing relationships, pursuing meaningful dreams, and embracing the present moment with gratitude and intention. By acknowledging and addressing our regrets, we honor the lessons they've taught us and open the door to a more compassionate and peaceful existence. So take a deep breath, reach out with an open heart, and allow yourself the grace to let go and move forward. In doing so, you not only lighten the weight of regret, but also pave the way for a life rich with peace, fulfillment, and lasting joy. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. Aging with grace, wisdom, and connection. The journey of aging is an intricate tapestry, woven with threads of both profound sorrows and radiant joys. As we traverse the years, the 7 realities we've delved into today illuminate the multifaceted challenges that accompany the passage of time. Yet within these challenges lie profound opportunities for reflection, personal growth, and the cultivation of wisdom that only time can bestow. Aging is often painted with broad strokes of despair and loss, but it holds the potential to transform into a vibrant period of deep connection, meaningful personal development, and the discovery of newfound purposes that enrich our lives in unexpected ways. To embracing the journey of aging with grace means acknowledging the inevitable changes, while finding beauty in each stage of life. It's about celebrating the wisdom that comes from decades of experience, learning from both triumphs and tribulations, till this wisdom becomes a guiding light, helping us navigate the complexities of our later years with dignity and strength. Personal growth during this time is not just possible, it can be deeply fulfilling. As we reflect on our lives, we gain insights that allow us to let go of past regrets and embrace the present moment with a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude. Connection plays a pivotal role in making the aging journey meaningful and joyful. Building and maintaining relationships with family, friends, and the broader community can provide a sense of belonging and support that is essential for emotional well-being. These connections are the lifelines that keep us anchored, offering comfort during times of sorrow and sharing in the joys that life still has to offer. The bonds we form in our later years can be incredibly enriching, filled with shared memories, mutual understanding, and the simple pleasure of companionship. Moreover, aging gracefully involves nurturing our mental and emotional health. Engaging in activities that stimulate the mind, such as reading, learning new skills, or pursuing hobbies, keeps our spirits vibrant and our minds sharp. Physical health is equally important, as maintaining an active lifestyle can enhance our overall quality of life and enable us to enjoy the activities we love. It's a delicate balance of caring for our bodies and our minds, ensuring that we remain resilient and capable of facing the challenges that come our way. Finding a newfound purpose in later life can be one of the most rewarding aspects of aging. Whether it's through volunteering, mentoring younger generations, or dedicating time to personal passions, having a sense of purpose gives our lives direction and meaning. It fosters a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment, reminding us that our contributions continue to matter regardless of our age. This sense of purpose can ignite a spark of joy and motivation, encouraging us to stay engaged and active in our communities. As we support the elderly in our lives or prepare for our later years, it's crucial to foster environments that promote grace, wisdom, and connection. Creating spaces where the elderly feel valued, respected, and included can significantly enhance their quality of life. Simple acts of kindness, active listening, and genuine companionship can make a world of difference, helping them feel cherished and understood. It's a collective responsibility to ensure that aging is not seen as a decline, but as a dignified continuation of life's beautiful journey. Let us remember that we are not alone in facing the challenges of aging. Millions of others share similar experiences, and there is immense strength to be found in community, connection, and mutual understanding. By leaning on each other, sharing our stories, and offering support, we can transform the aging process into a time of profound beauty and connection. Embracing aging with grace allows us to honor the lives we've lived, celebrate the wisdom we've gained, and look forward to the moments of joy and connection that still lie ahead. In essence, aging is not merely a passage of time, but a profound journey filled with opportunities to grow, connect, and find deeper meaning in our lives. By approaching it with grace, embracing the wisdom that comes with age, and fostering meaningful connections, we can transform the later stages of life into a period of unparalleled richness and fulfillment. Let us cherish each moment, support one another, and celebrate the incredible journey of aging with all its complexities and beauties. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the realities of aging. We've explored the complexities of growing older, the challenges we face, and the opportunities for growth, connection, and wisdom that lie within these experiences. As we wrap up, we'd love to hear from you. What have you learned so far from our discussion? Is there one key takeaway that resonates with you? Something you plan to bring into your own life? Please share your thoughts in the comments below this video. If you found value in this video, don't forget to leave your comment, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your engagement helps us continue to create content that inspires and uplifts us. Thank you for being part of our community.